Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna farm 576 silo maps. Why am I gonna do that? Because I want to farm Heist, or to be specific, the contracts. As you can see, I emptied my Heist locker. I'm gonna pick up all contracts except for the bunker, repository and tunnel contracts, because these can't drop as deception contracts. Deception contracts right now are 6 to 7C each on Discord, and I'm also gonna pick all the other contracts up that are not deception, because I can vendor them at the end and get some more this way. I'm also, of course, gonna pick up some blueprints because they are 10C each, and if they are fully revealed, then they are between 40 and 70C each as well. Yeah, I'm playing Silo because the boss has phases. During these phases, the boss can't be damaged, but Maven still summons 3 bosses usually, because you clear the whole map on the way there. These bosses can still drop maps. That's what I also want to farm. As you can see, my maps here are empty. I'm gonna show you at the end how many I dropped. And maybe I will horizon orb them so they can look nice. I'm also, I got rid of the synthesis map that you will see, and I'm pretty sure the Citadel map drops there. The fortress map. The fortress map, that means I still have to take out these 6 maps. Then we will see how many I dropped of them. I am also running the ore deposit nodes because I want to fish for a starfall crater. So maybe I drop a swollen, that would be cool. Then I'm running Betrayal because I want to test out the new drop chance of the Syndicate medallion, and it's also nice to have some data, I guess. I am gonna keep track of that and show you at the end. And then I'm gonna use, because of that, also some scarabs. These are 1.5C maybe, actually a bit less, but whatever. Then we have Heist, 5C, that's 6.4 or 6.5C, and then the map costs 3C each. So we are at, let's say, around 10C per map. That means it's a 5,760C investment, and I'm gonna calculate the profit and all of that stuff at the end. So let's start, I guess. I'm gonna use the first one here, and we will see each other at the end, I guess. And we're back after around 576 maps. I am tired, boss, but I think it was worth it. All of the calculations that I will tell you right now, I am calculating with 107C per div. Right now it changed a bit again, but I did these calculations literally half an hour ago, so yeah, the div price changes all the time anyway, so who cares. Like I said, 10C per map. With that, I am at 51.17 div for the whole project. That one will be important later. We start with Heist. We have 348 deception contracts. And I'm also using the instant buyout prices now. In the intro I said something about Discord prices, but I thought not everyone wants to use these. You could get more, but I think it is more fair if I just use his prices or the instant buyout prices. So deception contracts are 4C each. That means we made 13 div from these contracts. Like I said, I also vendored all of these. Okay, I could vendor 5 of them again, or 5 of these, but whatever. So 13 div from the contracts. Then we have our 1 wing revealed heist blueprints. These I have 447 blueprints, and these are 9C each. That equals to 37.6 div. I didn't bother taking them out here because I didn't want to put them all in a tab, but with deception it was kind of needed to sort them out all the time because I have to vendor them all the time. Whatever. Then we have 3 wing revealed blueprints. These are I have 24 of these. These are 46C, equals to 10.3 div. And then we have 4 wing revealed. These are 22, as you can see, and these are 60C, and that equals to 12.3 div. I also have 1.48 million markers, and I used the trade site or the bulk trade site price for that because I can't sell these via Faustus. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but nobody's buying them, even though I'm at the cheapest price, but whatever. So I use the site price, and there I get 1 div for 175,000 markers. So whatever. It's 8.4 div. And that equals to 81.6 div for just these contracts, the blueprints, and the markers. Now onto the maps. We have 67 maps. These are worth 8C. Like I said, all of these prices, if you sell them on Discord, they are a bit higher, but whatever. 8C each equals to exactly 5 div. Then we have 90 Elder maps. These are 7C each, equals to 5.8 div. Then we have 101 Shaper maps. These are sadly only worth 2C each, mostly. Maybe I would get more for the originator maps, but it would surprise me. So I'm just gonna price these as 2 as well. That one is 1.8 div. Then we have some of these synth maps. Yeah, by the way, I horizon orbed these so they look a bit better, but I can't do that with the synth maps. So we have 70 synth maps. These are 6C, equals to 3.9 div. And then we have 34 fortress maps. I think these lost a lot of value while I was doing this farm because I remember them being 65C. Now they are only 45C. Whatever, equals to 14.3 div. And that means we have 30.8 diff from the maps. Now on to Betrayal. I dropped 17 Syndicate medallions in 97 safe houses. That means I had a drop chance of 17.5%. These are 203 C each. That equals to 32.2 diff. Then we have 16 Oriflame Ember of the Gilded. These are 116 C each. That equals to 17.3 diff. Then our 15 of the Ethereal are 167 C each. Equals to 23.4 diff. And we have 62 Veiled Chaos Orbs. These are 13 C each. Equals to 7.5 diff. In summary, that makes 80.5 diff for just these 4 positions alone. At the end I realized that my uber strict filter was filtering out some other Oriflames, and these ones are also worth like half a C or 1 C, so I didn't calculate them. There's a lot more money to be made from Syndicate if you want to, but I thought it's better to just calculate the easy things to track, and well, there's not so much, I would say, RNG involved, because these drop relatively regularly, yeah, in comparison to, for example, some other things, but I will talk about these at the end. Now on to the summary calculation. From Heist we earned 81.6 diff, from maps we earned 30.8 diff, from Betrayal we earned 80.4 diff. That equals to a revenue of 192.8 diff. Like I said, we invested 51.17 diff, and that makes a profit of 141.63 diff, and we needed around 22 hours. I mean, my footage is 26 hours long, but I took some breaks in between, so it's around 22, I would say. And that equals to 6.43 diff an hour, just from deception contracts, markers, blueprints, the maps that we drop at the end, and the fortress maps that sometimes drop. That means you could technically run all of these maps white. I ran them rare because I, first of all, wanted to level, and I, well, achieved that. I'm almost. I dropped a few more fortress maps because of that, of course. I mean, more enemies, more map drops. But the Syndicate isn't affected by map rarity because, well, they are in another map where they drop these things. Then the maps at the end shouldn't be affected by map quantity and rarity. And our contracts and stuff are also not affected. Sure, sometimes I dropped a few blueprints or contracts on the ground, but let's be honest, I think I dropped like 10 blueprints the whole time. I don't think it's more than that. So even if you run the maps white, then that sample size, it would still be 5 maps, 5 blueprints, or yeah. Then, of course, I dropped a bit more stuff, and that's what I want to talk about now. We have Awakened Gems from the Maven Witness, of course, but these drop so rarely, I would say, yeah. I mean, I almost ran 600 maps and I dropped 7. I don't think you should calculate that into anything. If you drop 1 gem every 90 or 80 maps. Then I dropped Fortunate cards because I scryed Dunes to Silo. Yeah, that is affected by how many enemies there are on the map and rarity and quantity and stuff like that, of course. Then Divines, of course, affected by it. We dropped a Divine Beauty stack from Gravicious in the in transportation, so that guy over here. But because at this league they nerfed him, I don't think it's fair to calculate that in. I once dropped 3 Divines from a Betrayal member that I'm sure I put it in the footage, and then something about the scarabs. Right around the half mark point of my maps ran, GGG dropped the patch that supposedly should fix the loot. And there are some voices on Reddit that said, well, that didn't really work, but they always only posted one map, so yeah, that wasn't really a good sample size. But before the patch, I dropped these scarabs. I always took out the good scarabs that make, well, a ting sound when they dropped, because I wanted to show at the end how many good scarabs I dropped. And these are the ones that I dropped before the patch, and these are the ones that I dropped after the patch. And I think that's a really big difference. Maybe I was just really lucky before the patch and really unlucky after the patch, but I'm not sure if that's really how it's supposed to be. If they supposedly fixed some loot, I'm really not sure if they did. But, well, whatever. Yeah. And that's why I also don't think it would be fair to calculate these into the profit, because it seems like scarabs drop less. I also would have to take out, before I even started the maps, I would have to take out all the scarabs here and sell them, and I didn't really want to do that, so I just ran them and calculated that what is not really affected by rarity or quantity on the maps, except for the fortress map. If you would run the same sample size on white maps, you would probably drop a few less fortress maps, but the rest would be the same. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed my, well, I wouldn't say suffering, but it was really exhausting, really, at the end especially. And I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.